Okay, hey guys, Elodia here. I've got a new cookie cutter build for the latest patch that buffed docks quite a bit. So now they can shoot air, they can walk underwater and under lava, and they also have increased weapon and vision range. So all we're going to do is build docks, okay? I'm going to pick the best spawn location, which I think is here. And we are going to turn on PA stats, so that we can have a look at our game data in an easily accessible kind of format, just to see how our performance goes. Now we're not going vehicles for two reasons. The first is because vehicles is not cookie cutter. It's a little bit more complex if you want to make it work. And second, because vehicles are really slow, relatively slow, and it's just really hard to make it work. It's not exactly cookie cutter. So we're going to put a bot factory between our commander and where we want to expand to. So there, and then we're going to get 3 fabricators and then a docks, and then assist it with our commander. Okay, so we only want to assist 1 fabricator, we don't want to assist 2, because if we assist 2 then we need to build an extra PGen and that puts our production behind too much, so just 1. I'm going to get ready with our metal extractor, and then we're going to put that down, and then a second bot factory. Then expand with our first fabricator in one direction, so this time it's going to be our left. We're going to queue docks on that and then guard our fabricator. We don't want to lose the fabricator, of course. Then we're going to queue 1, 2, 3 PGens, okay? And expand in another direction with our second fabricator. Our third fabricator is going to be the last one we build, and it's going to be helping our commander a bit. So we're going to cancel that on our factory and only produce docks. So the 3 PGens into bot factory. And now these 2 bot factories should just be producing docks, okay? And just guard your fabricators, because we don't want to lose them. If we lose our fabricators, we have to rebuild them, and that really kind of complicates things and gives you a headache. So just play defensive. You don't lose anything by playing defensive for a bit. Some point defense never hurt. So after our third PGen, now our bot fabricator there is going to go onto PGens, and then our commander is going to go onto bot factories. Okay. Going to put a docks on that, and then now we can scout, because we've kind of stabilized a bit. We should be able to defend any early docks pressure. We've got our radar coming up, so let's start trying to go on the offensive. So some point defense, because once we move on with our fabricator, right, if we don't have a point defense on our metal extractor clusters, it leaves a vulnerable point for the enemy docks to come in and take it out. So we're going to keep spamming those docks factories, and just keep scouting everywhere for the enemy.
Energy is low.
Okay, so do you see how our energy is kind of negative right now? It actually doesn't matter, because if you look at our net metal income, it's averaging about 0, okay? So what that means is we're spending as much metal as we are getting in income. So if we were to panic and just get PGens, that would not do anything, because it doesn't actually increase the amount of metal that we can spend, right? Does it make sense? We're already spending as much metal as we can. And as you can see, our energy is kind of stabilized already, so that's fine. So we're going to queue up more. And really, that's all your commander's going to be doing. You can keep doing that for maybe like 7 to 10 minutes before you transition to a T2 or an orbital. It's really your decision. I personally like to only transition to orbital and T2 when I know I have the advantage, so that if I spend that money on higher tech, it's not going to put me into a losing position. So just surround him with docks. Look for any weak spots. keep an eye on what he's doing, where he's expanding to, how many units he has, where he's using his units, and just attack any weak points that he has left undefended. Air is not really a concern. Okay, so here we have an undefended point. Just attack it. He's going to bring his tanks over eventually, and we can just run away. Okay, there we go. Just run away. So you don't need to fight battles that you know you're not going to win, or you're not going to trade efficiently, that is. See how our metal is floating right now? That means we have time to build point defense. Doesn't look like we'll need it, but it's still a good habit to get into doing. So I'm not even really concerned whether those bombers kill all those docks, because our production right now is just a bit crazy. But just to show you, you can kind of dodge the bombers, so if you want to micro that, it's quite easy to do. So air is not really, it's not really a worry. We don't need to build an air factory for interceptors. So just remember to keep expanding. I think we have enough docks now to just finish this off, so we're gonna just attack move right into the middle of his base. And his commander is positioned quite badly, because we can just attack his factories from the outside and his commander can't attack us. Also, if he decided to move it around and try to attack our docks, we can just move our docks around. So just play a little bit of ring around the rosy. Really super simple stuff. You can never really have enough bot factories. Look at that glorious spam. So many blue bots. Okay, so it looks like we've surrounded him. That should be game. So yeah, really simple guys. Just spam bot factories and follow the 3 fabricator expand rule. You don't need a lot of micro. Just remember to fight battles that you know you're going to win, and don't fight battles that you know you're going to lose. Just run away. Okay. After your game, you can come to pastats.com, click on your game, and it'll come up with this really handy page full of stats about the game that you just played. The one stat that I want to draw your attention to is metal spent, which is this one. That's going to show you a graph of how much metal you have converted into units and buildings at any point in time. So the higher that amount is, the better, of course. Unfortunately, this game didn't go long enough, but the metric that I like to use is at about 7 minutes 30. You should have spent about 50,000 metal. Here we have another really good one, so we can switch this to constructed. And then with this little slider bar at the bottom, we can change this to any point in time, and it's going to show us how much has been built at that point. So let's say we wanted to use 6 minutes as a benchmark. We just change that to 6 minutes, and then we can see we have built 290 bots around there. So what you can do is, as you keep playing games and sending that data to PStats, you can come back to this page and say, you know, have I done better? Have I done worse? Have I built more? Have I built less? So yeah, I hope this video has been helpful. And keep spamming those docs, guys.